said that if he ever gets to choose between a white person and a black person playing basketball, they would always choose the black person.
My money is always going to be on that black person.
And the thing is that because he's white and he's saying that, underlining, you might put an underlying meaning and say it's racist.
Oh yeah, now forget
Okay,
that word.
Because if it was black saying it, it would not be a racist.
Listen to this thing. You know Drewski, the popular comedian.
Yes,
he did
whiteface recently, and he's still racist.
He did
He did whiteface. That's what Drewski did.
So he did a video about a typical American citizen that loves the country. The quote was, "That's one person who loves being American," and it's about like a white farmer who goes to like sports games, spits at the sight of black people. Always like, "Oh, why are you here? What are you looking for? Are you lost?" And everyone's like, "Why are you?" But my problem is with the black community that why are they always? He's black too. He was just like trying to pass a message.
Forget that.
This. And next thing you see black people in the comment like, "Don't you ever spit at a black person again?"
Forget this rubbish that you're saying. What Drewski did, I'm looking at this thing from the same way. What Drewski did, a spade is a spade. What Drewski did is racist. Kirk, what did you call it? Charlie Kirk had forget this NBA something that you're talking about. I say we pick a black person because if it comes down to it, whatever thing he's doing is a white person investing in the NBA, any type of business, but his policies, his actual political policies, my guy, the policies that he was preaching every day were racist policies.
Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Intalks Corner. I am your host, CK. And of course, I've got some lovely co-hosts in the studio today.
Drum roll.
We've got the beautiful...
Hi guys, it's Christian.
That was for me.
Beautiful is for you. Beautiful.
Oh guys, what's your name?
Oh, sorry, Bliss. Sorry guys. Please.
Welcome back to another episode. We've got some interesting, really interesting and serious conversations to have with you guys today. So we're not going to be having, it's not going to be too much fun and none of that.
Not the normal.
It's like serious conversations.
So I know why you are here.
To kick it off, we are going to be talking about the current situation in Nepal.
Dum dum dum.
Real life dum dum.
It is crazy.
It's very serious.
Okay, so right now there was a protest going on in Nepal. It was tagged the Gen Z protest, and a lot of people online had like the wrong idea for why the protest started. So there was a ban on social media in Nepal, on Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook. WhatsApp. They banned WhatsApp. I wonder if they were sending doves then after all this ban. But most people, and then there was a protest that led to burning of the parliament houses.
Oh.
They broke into prisons. The protest was crazy. They broke into prisons in Nepal and freed almost 13,000, if I'm not mistaken, 13,000 prisoners in Nepal. And it is crazy, but most people think that it was because of the ban on social media that's causing this protest. And this protest is caused mostly by youths in Nepal. That's why it is tagged the Gen Z protest, because they had flyers and banners putting Gen Z all back. But getting to the grassroots of what actually started this protest. So apparently, this protest started online, on social media, where the youths in Nepal were fighting against corruption, against nepotism, against a lot of things. So they started this.
That sounds familiar.
Fighting about as a regular day Nigerian.
That's why I said that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So apparently they started this hashtag online. It's called the Nepo Kids hashtag. So when you click on this hashtag online, you see kids of these politicians abroad having like the best time, having the times of their life.
We can relate.
We see that every day.
I relate.
But we mention names, but
the citizens in the country were facing things like unemployment, insecurity, and like
food scarcity.
Exactly. They were not getting what they expected from the government that they voted for.
So it's the way we're living here. You know they chop food, but they don't buy new Maybach for presidential villa.
Technically, that was the situation.
And new what?
I said new Maybach.
I had Maybach, bro.
And then the citizens of Nepal took online to sort of like point out all of these things, and then instead of the government to sort of like rectify and
say, even if
take corrections or what exactly, just do something, they resulted to banning social media.
silence you.
That was honestly their.
But you know
It's
what?
outrageous,
That's just a government response to when things like this are happening. Because do you remember when the SARS
Yeah.
They actually pushed to ban social media then.
they really tried their best to ban Twitter. Remember that people had to be using VPNs for Twitter
to access their Twitter for a while
during the protests because Nigerians were saying anything and anything they wanted to say. So that's a regular government strategy that they use. Is it correct? Heck no.
Well, right now, I think what I'm trying to do right now is to sort of like clarify the idea that people have online that the protest started because they banned.
No, the protest started because
it started online. Actually, they didn't take to the street at first. It started online because of corruption. Technically, because of corruption. They have other reasons, but it was mainly because of corruption going on in Nepal.
Okay.
And then they banned social media, and then these youths in Nepal took this protest from the media to the streets.
Because real life, that's actually it now. Because if they wanted to do like simple, non-violent, peaceful protest online, and then you said, oh, it literally is a you were showing my bomb outside. They said, since we all of us want to disgrace ourselves, we'll disgrace ourselves real life. Let it become then international news. Since you're, instead of you to say, let's fix this now.
My issue is why every time their first move is to silence.
Because obviously
can't they address?
No, because most of these things are sent by what do you call it? Is it the UN? You know, a lot of time when a country gets into sort of like the situations get too advanced or too out there and it's like very critical, other nations in the UN, especially if that country is in the UN, they would get involved. So most times they just cut off feed from the entire world.
Forget this thing that you're saying. The UN doesn't do S for anybody, doesn't do shirts for anybody.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly they do, allegedly they don't do.
I guess we'll never.
The UN does not do shirts for anybody because if the UN was actually useful, what is happening, the genocide that is happening in Palestine currently will not be happening in Palestine. But
I think that Palestine topic is for
another day. That's such a deep rat.
I actually need to read about that because I don't even know if any country besides the country actually going having at that situation right now is involved.
Oh no, yes, obviously other countries are involved. So like where Israel is getting all their like weapons from, they are getting it from the US.
Okay, allegedly. Again.
It's allegedly.
Please, please.
For the sake of our base.
Yes. Allegedly.
But what's going back to what's going on in Nepal? What's going on in Nepal now is just it's one of those things that will happen because this happened, whether or not we want to say it happened in Nigeria with NSARS. It happened in the US that time when Black Lives Movement was like a really, really serious thing. The thing is that after this, what happens next? What is the next step that the government is going to take? What is the real like solution to these issues? And the real solutions to these issues all over the world, it is the total dismantling of all the systems that we have set up in place and rebuilding it and starting again from scratch. But that's not even possible.
I feel like that's easier said than done. No? It is almost impossible to do that.
It is almost impossible. But it really is the truth. There has to be like a wiping away.
I feel like instead of just completely wiping away completely at once, I think it has to start like with every structure independently. Because think about it, you cannot completely wipe a full system.
You can't wipe
because if you do, the country will shut down.
Yeah, but that's the point. The only way to wipe a full system is like a clean, hard reset. It is a burning down of the full entire system.
Talking about burning down,
building from the ashes.
Talking about burning down, we here in Nigeria, I think we can protest.
When
we did enter protest, that was a lot. That was like the most protest I have seen in my time.
Because Nigerians are not a very cruise people,
But then again, these protests that happened in Nepal, if you see protests, they actually burned down the parliament house. They got their hands on some of the Senate and literally
I heard that they carried their president. They carried their prime minister and beat him.
Like they had to send helicopters to come rescue some of these people in power. Like they burnt businesses, major businesses that was investing in the country.
Oh wow!
They burnt parliament houses. They burnt courts. They burnt monumental buildings
See,
in the
yo,
country.
but
That is a protest.
That's a protest.
That is, you know what? That's a violent protest. Not every protest has to be violent, but the only type of protest that make type of
That
changes
gets
That
heard.
is
you
this kind
want
of protest, to be honest.
are these kinds of protests. Please, let's move on because I continue to talk about this today. They will say they will give me query in this office. I beg. Please.
Well, anyways,
It is well.
Please.
moving on to another
So,
serious.
I woke up this morning and my whole feed was conservative activist, the co-founder of.
What was the name of this movement again, sir? I forgot.
There's a company he co-founds.
Hmm.
Charlie Kirk
Charlie Kirk.
was assassinated, sadly,
About 14 hours ago.
14 hours ago. Oh my God!
I feel like I don't want to be. I feel like I don't want out my set anymore.
Who's this girl?
Because I was honestly just about to say.
You know this.
God, I was just about to say God rest his soul.
Do you know
And then
this?
she went up
This,
there.
this same reaction was literally women all
It wasn't
around.
even
like
about
she.
women. This is like this reaction was like the entire comment section
Yes.
for every post.
And it was crazy. Because when I saw it, I was like, I posted, I was like, wow, that's sad, that's crazy.
Because that was the intention I posted.
And people's
with
comments
too.
were like, finally, yes.
Wait,
I'm
let
like,
me tell you people.
what?
Let me tell you people. I didn't know. They came to come and tell me this morning before we started shooting for Intalks Corner, and I wanted to die. Happiness nearly finished.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna kick out my set. But anyways,
Anyways,
So rest in power.
So as I was
and all that
saying,
jazz.
he was giving his no, if you know him, you know he's always at these
Universities.
schools, always giving speeches at this forum where like crowds and there's like a stage, he's seated on the
arguing with
stage,
students and
arguing
all
with people, having exchange of words, saying stuffs, you know. But he was in Utah having like a conference and he was talking about gun violence. So they were like, oh, this gun ownership of gun thing you are advocating for, you are well aware of the violence that comes with it. And he was like, yes, he knows, and it's the price, the small price that's to pay for the law. And the moment he said gun violence, he was assassinated. The irony.
that apparently his last word.
He died by the one thing he stood by.
That's a matter technically. That is a
ironically,
matter.
but some may say he died as a hero.
He died as a what?
His supporters will say he died as a hero.
He died as a
Obviously, his supporters are
he
going to
died
die
as a
he
believer
died-
in what it
He died
for.
talking about what he believes. He died by what he believed in.
Do
But
you know
I
the funny,
think
the beautiful thing is that he would never in a million years have thought that he was going to be assassinated.
nobody thinks they're going to be assassinated.
But I think he did make a statement one day and he said if he is ever if he's ever affected by gun violence, you just have to accept it. Just the same way he said if his 10-year-old daughter ever got raped, he won't.
You know,
approve an abortion.
Charlie
that's
Kirk as a
killing a
person.
fetus.
Yes, Charlie Kirk as a person is actually
That's
anti-abortion.
literally his word. I saw a post
See,
online
everything-
and the whole comment section was filled with crazy quotes from this guy.
Everything I know
Crazy
about
quotes from
Charlie
this guy.
Kirk, I know against my will, and I've been on the internet for a long time. So I've been like experiencing conservative American media for the longest, the same way I've been experiencing non-conservative American media for the longest. I've hated Charlie Kirk for forever. The things I know about him, I say again, I know against my will. This thing that you just said, I didn't know that he said that. But everything he's like, what's this man like Shane McMahon now? Is it Shane McMahon? Vince McMahon now, from WWE. Everything I hear about Vince McMahon is always something horrible, but I always believe it because Vince McMahon is a horrible, horrible person. It's the same way I feel about this Charlie Kirk guy.
I feel like at the end of the day, everybody would have their own beliefs. I have been following Charlie Kirk since like 2022, and because personally I'm a Christian. My religion is like Christianity, and Charlie Kirk is a big Christian. What he puts out
Apparently he is.
apparently is a big Christian, and he goes to universities. There was this video on YouTube where he was arguing with college students that
He's always arguing with
all
college
atheists. I think he was arguing with 22 atheists or 20 atheists. He was there and he was
Oh, I
defending.
think I saw the video.
Yes, he was defending the belief in God.
This was
And
from a few years ago.
this was like last 2 years.
Was it?
Last
Yeah.
year. No, not last year. Last year. It wasn't even far. Last year. He was arguing and then they were talking about I think it was like the 80s. They were saying our God doesn't exist, that they don't believe in God. They were coming up with points, and he stood with that. I think that was one of the first time I was introduced to an aspect of Charlie Kirk that I actually liked, because
same here.
He's an extremist, even in his belief and religion. He's an extremist. Other things too. When he spoke about being against abortions, which I feel like personally, my opinion is that whatever a woman wants to do with her body, they should do. A woman has a right to their body.
Simple.
If they are the one housing the children, they have the right to do whatever it is they want. But it was so extreme about being anti. That was when he made that comment that said, if ever his daughter that is like, I think 12 now or so, or no, I think she's 10, she's younger than that. If ever she gets SA'd or raped, then she gets pregnant, he's not going to go through the process of abortion because that's taking a life.
Like I said, the only thing I know about him is, like I said, he is, the word you use is exactly that word. He is an extremist in everything that he did. Religion, what do they call it? Rights, LGBT rights, non-LGBT rights, all those type of things. He like. Charlie Kirk is one of those people that, like, even now with everything that we are literally seeing happening in Israel and Palestine and everything, like he said Palestine is not a real place.
Yes, he did.
He does not believe that a genocide is going on currently. He doesn't believe that, like,
you know what he said?
Oh, I'm not even aware of that.
Do you know what he said recently?
It's like every moment I keep hearing new statements that makes. I'm like,
do you know what he said recently? I think it was a couple of weeks ago that he said this. He said, I don't know if this fact is correct that it was a couple of weeks, but I'm just saying based on what I was seeing online. He said empathy is something that was made by this generation, that empathy is not a real thing. If you go through the commenting of his post recently,
but he's a Christian.
Anybody that posts, he said empathy is not a real thing.
I'm not understanding.
That's why a lot of comments on this video concerning his death they would always say, for somebody that doesn't feel empathy or says empathy is not a real thing, I don't feel anything concerning his death.
I don't.
His death is not a real thing.
See, and people will say his death is not a real thing. But at the end of the day, if you are going to, it was either doing something really, really right or doing something really, really wrong.
He was definitely not doing something really, really right.
It was half and half.
Realistically,
because he had followers still.
Which obviously he had followers, but realistically,
do you know that when two countries go to war, they both believe that they're right?
Realistically, you now as a third party looking in, you are not part of any of the parties. You now as a third party looking in on the things that he says and does every day, you know that let's forget all the
he did have followers.
He had a lot of followers. He had a lot of conservative followers.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is that realistically, somebody that is racist, misogynist, anti-LGBT, anti-Palestine, anti-gun, what do they call it?
Ban.
Anti-gun legislation, anti-this, anti-that, everything that is supposed to be like reasonable, sensible about a person, he was against. Oh, you people should carry gun whenever you want to carry gun. Oh, the people that are committing genocide are not committing genocide. Oh my God, black people, ew, black people. Oh my God, Asian people, ew, Asian people, non-white people, everybody that is not white, ew. You to all you guys, the only people that deserve all the good things in life currently.
Do you know that?
Are cis white men.
Most people are saying right now that he was against the black. Funny enough, there were some interviews that he wasn't.
See,
yeah,
he said the NBA. The NBA is a black-dominated sport. American basketball is a black-dominated sport. We can even argue that because most of the people that we celebrate as top NBA players are blacks. He said he was actually supporting the idea that they should actually infuse. Because he said that it is something in the genes of black people that make them play the way they play.
That's a racist statement to
No, it is not. It is not. You don't understand.
It's not.
If you are listening.
No, you don't. No. I don't think you understand.
You want to it's racist because it's a white man saying it.
If you are listening to that statement, what exactly in the genes of a black person? There was nothing. There was never a time, my guy.
Okay.
Wait. Are you aware of this?
If it was a black person that said that, would you have called it racist?
What did they call it? The statement is still prejudiced because what do you mean by there is something specifically?
No, I'm saying this exact statement. A racist.
That's not even the statement. It's a popular statement that goes around.
Yes.
There's an old movie from the 90s called White Men Can't Jump.
Yes.
And that movie is just based on showing that black men are better than at some sports.
When it comes
to basketball.
He said that if he ever gets to choose between a white person and a black person playing basketball, they would always choose the black person.
My money is always going to be on that black person.
And the thing is that because he's white and he's saying that, underlining, you might put an underlying meaning and say it's racist.
Oh yeah, now forget
Okay,
that word.
Because if it was black saying it, it would not be a racist.
See, wait, listen to this thing. You know Drewski, the popular comedian.
Yes,
he did
whiteface recently, and he's still racist.
He did
he did whiteface. That's what Drewski did.
So he did a video about a typical American citizen that loves the country. The quote was, "That's one person who loves being American," and it's about like a white farmer who goes to like sports games, spits at the sight of black people. Always like, "Oh, why are you here? What are you looking for? Are you lost?" And everyone's like, "Why are you?" But my problem is with the black community that why are they always? He's black too. He was just like trying to pass a message.
See, forget that.
This. And then you see black people in the comment like, "Don't you ever spit at a black person again?"
Forget this rubbish that you're saying. What Drewski did, I'm looking at this thing from the same way. What Drewski did, a spade is a spade. What Drewski did is racist. Kirk, what did you call it? Charlie Kirk had forget this NBA something that you're talking about. I say we pick a black person because if it comes down to it, whatever thing he's doing is a white person investing in the NBA, any type of business, but his policies, his actual political policies, my guy, the policies that he was preaching every day were racist policies, anti-POC policies.
What was fun is that most people are now bringing out the fact that and saying is racist when it comes to his political beliefs. But here is what it was actually saying that most people are not talking about. Because I thought that if you look at 2022, you say when you come across his page is not of your own will. I go find this video because I know this person and I want to know more about this person. What he actually says is that if you are coming into the United States as a black or Asian or Mexican person, if you are coming into the country and you come through the legal way, you are completely accepted in America.
That's a lie. Because
that was what he said. I'm telling you what he said.
That's what he said.
On all his interviews,
the crazy thing about me guys, they will always push the negative narrative.
What he's saying, what he said is that if you are in my country as an American conservative, whatever it's called, if you are in my country and you are in my country illegally, even if you are doing the right thing in my country and you are an alien in my country, I do not accept you. That is what he's actually saying, not that he's directly spitting at black people or Asian people or the Mexicans. What he's saying is that if you come to the country as a black person, because he said that most businesses in America.
Okay.
I'm going
what?
We need to
end this. We're going to continue this argument.
I don't see this ending anytime soon.
And I really wish you guys would be here for the argument, but we don't have so much time with you guys, and we're going to see you guys next week. It's been lovely having you guys there. We're going to
until next time.
Argument off screen. Until next time, this is Intalks Corner.
Comment, subscribe.
Bye.